What is going on, everybody, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. My name is elyyt, and today we're going over the new winter refresh promo. A lot of new content. I'm going to be going over everything you need to know, including how to make some coins off of it as well. Let's start by talking about the Politano upgrade, something that we've been waiting for since the beginning of the game. I mean, this came out very early in Milestones, and it was a very worth card to do that objective for. Now, I've been waiting for him to get an upgrade because his 87 rated card is already amazing. I love the card, but I was expecting him to go automatically and get upgraded to like 89, 90, maybe 91 if I'm lucky, but he didn't. That's not what happened, unfortunately, but what EA did isn't completely unreasonable. In fact, it could be a good thing as long as you're willing to grind it, because then you have an extra Politano card that you could use in an SBC or use for whatever you want. So here's the upgrade. You can see it's 89 rated and it's switched to Napoli with his winter transfer here. The card obviously getting a big boost on certain stats, +2 physicality. I was hoping for a little bit more there, but the card's already really good. So getting a +2 upgrade is obviously going to make him available to use as we move forward in the game. I mean, the card is insane to start it out, but as you get farther into the game, the card becomes less relevant, and you really need this upgrade to continue using him. So with that being said, what are the requirements you need? You do need to win 6 rival matches and score with the 87 and have a full Serie A team. Now, that is a little bit disappointing, but from a trader standpoint, I mean, think about links to Politano. Think about Serie A players that people are going to be picking up. Players like Gianluigi Donnarumma are about to be going up in price. Take a look at some informs that may have come out like a long time ago and have been relatively irrelevant, I guess you could say, and are going to start being used a little bit more as people build their Serie A teams to win 6 games and score with the Politano. Now, the next two aren't too bad, especially this one. I mean, speedy crosser. You need 7 goals with a cross from the 87 Politano in Rivals. But you might be thinking, okay, that is kind of ridiculous, especially with how bad crossing is in the game. But think about it. You're probably going to come up against somebody doing this, and as long as you agree to give them the win, they'll probably let you have the 7 assists in one game. So that's something that probably isn't going to be too difficult to do. And then the finesse winger here, that can be done at the same time as ace attacker. I mean, if you score 6 separate rival wins with Politano, I mean, ideally 3 of them are probably going to be finesse shots, given the fact that Politano has the finesse trait. And on top of that, that's really most of the goals that I score with him in the first place. That's really just going to happen naturally as you do the ace attacker. So let me know your thoughts on how they did this upgrade. It wasn't what I expected. It's not really what I wanted, but it's not terribly unreasonable either, and it does have its upside. Taking a look at Winter Refresh this year, we've got some different ways of upgrading them. Instead of giving every notable card an upgrade, or at least most notable cards an upgrade, they decided to only give them an upgrade if they got a +3 on their overall card, and that is with an exception to Jack Grealish, who was only subject to get a +2, but they gave him a +3 anyway. I don't know if that was a mistake or not, or we just don't have the data that EA Sports have in terms of head-to-head and so forth, which is most likely the case, but only a +3, which means that players like Lewandowski, who were subject to get a +2, or Roberto Firmino, who was subject to get a +2, aren't getting an upgrade at all, which I think is a little bit ridiculous. I mean, these are some cards that would have been very hype in the game, first of all, and cards that everybody was looking for, and EA just didn't give it to us. Now, from somebody who didn't necessarily invest for these Winter Refresh, I'm not too disappointed, but if you did make your investments, especially for a Lewandowski, I mean, that was a card that was nearly guaranteed an upgrade, on top of the fact that he was also in the running on the headliner card for getting an upgrade there. Not only did you get screwed over by EA, but they drew against Leipzig, so he could have had a +3 upgrade on that headliner card and ended up staying the exact same with a 0 change on the card, which is very disappointing for anybody who has the headliner Lewandowski. I mean, you just got absolutely screwed by the Winter Refresh. Now, there are still some notable cards and ways to make some coins off of these, because you're looking at an 86 Timo Werner. That's 83 to 86 rated. His first inform being 85 means it would go up by 2. So the 85 inform would go up to 87, and the 86 inform would go up to 88, respectively. And for his Player of the Month, you'd probably expect it +2 as well. But for the most recent Player of the Month, it actually does have a 2 rating buffer from his first Player of the Month card, which means that Timo Werner might only get a +1 on the most recent Player of the Month. Just something to keep in mind. Onana's inform from 84 is probably only going up to 86 rated, but what we've seen in the past is a Robertson, the left back from Liverpool, got an upgrade last year, and he went, I believe it was from an 81 to an 83 rated card, and his inform went from 83 to 86 rated, which made very little sense, but essentially the reasoning behind it was he's not only getting an upgrade because the inform would go up naturally because of the normal inform upgrade. If you have an 83, you go up to 85, but a stat overlapped as well, so he got another upgrade to 86. That was the idea behind it, but they haven't been consistent with that at all throughout the past couple of years. They change it every year, it seems. So just be careful with certain upgrades. I mean, there are some that are guaranteed, like Ndidi. He's going from 81 to 84, which means that his inform is logically going to be at least 86. I mean, he's going to be at least 86, but if they do that double upgrade thing on Ndidi, could go up to 87 rated as well. There are some other notable cards in here. Lautaro Martinez, obviously as a team of the tournament card, has a lot of informs. He's been very good this year, and that's the reason for his winter refresh, on top of the fact that he's going to be an 84 rated card. It's a very high rated, definitely going to be an SBC fodder as well. You've got Hakimi. Please note that he went from left back to right back. I'm not sure why they made him a left back in the first place. He barely played left back last year, but they made him a right back, which means that his left back is going out of packs. And with Nico Scholes out of packs right now, Dortmund left backs like Schmelzer, like Hakimi's card, like Scholes, might be a decent investment right now, just for a short-term flip on the card for a couple thousand coins. Zachariah with the strong link to Akanji and Mbabu, decent card right there. Going through, you've got Marcus Thuram, who might have some cards get upgraded because he does have an 81 rated inform, which means the 81 rated inform for Thuram will probably go to 83. Now, it's not guaranteed. Again, it's very inconsistent with how EA do it, but 83 would be logical, which would push up his next inform to 85, and then his next inform would be 86. Erling Braut Haaland got an upgrade. Obviously, his is a lower rated card, but I believe his cards will probably get pushed up by one of the upgrades. A couple other cards like Soyuncu, Zaniolo are notable in those. There are a couple in the next batch of 25 that are decent. Are decent cards. You can see I just flipped it over to the next 25. You've got Adama Traore, who's going from a silver 74 to a gold 77 rated card, which is nice. You've got Daniel James going up to a 77 rated gold card. Alexander Isak, who was a former Dortmund boy, going up to a gold card. Fikayo Tomori is a gold card now. Osimhen, who's gotten a lot of upgrades, including League One Player of the Month, are getting upgrades. And then a lot of cards that really aren't very exciting. I mean, I'm not sure too many people are getting hyped about Tim Krul going from 73 rated to 76 rated. I'm sure more people would have been excited about a Roberto Firmino upgrade, but that's how they did it this year. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the prices and see how much it's fluctuated so far. Is it too late to get in on an investment, or is there still time to make profit? That's always a tough question to answer directly. Is it too late to make profit? Kind of a stupid question. Of course not. It's not too late to make profit. But is it too late to invest in these cards, expecting them to go up when they get upgraded? Yes. It's too late. If you got in when I uploaded these kinds of videos 2 weeks ago, it would have been a perfect profit for you guys. But the downside to that was they only upgraded +3 cards, as we mentioned. So certain cards like Lewandowski and Roberto Firmino were left out, while cards like Werner weren't. So if you invested in the Werner, now is the time to sell before they even get upgraded, okay? He's 85 rated, but if you take a look at what they have fluctuated from in the last couple of hours, days, you can see how much he's gone up, which means that he's really not subject to get much higher. He's at 156,000 coins right now, and you can see that yesterday he was 118,000 coins, 124,000 coins, and then he gets up to 150k. You can see as the hype for winter upgrades hits right about here, he rises about 30,000 coins up. Let's go ahead and take a look at what he was on Wednesday. 130,000 coins on average, maybe 129, 126, 123. That's what he's been chilling at. Take a look at the daily graph. He was down in January, about a month ago, to about 97,000 coins. He has slowly risen back up, but he's been chilling for the last week between about 115 to 125k, which is still a reasonable price to get him at, of course. But as we've gotten more hyped for winter upgrades, you can see how that graph has really started to rise. Once the actual winter upgrade hits for Timo Werner, this card isn't going to be that much. He's actually going to drop in price. Now, there's a little bit of a phenomenon, I guess you could say, with this kind of upgrade. When people expect the upgrade to happen like this, and when we know exactly when it's going to happen, which should be in a couple days, I believe on the 16th, is when they're actually going to upgrade all these cards, the cards are actually going to drop. This was first kind of seen, I guess, a couple years ago in Scream promo. When the Scream promo happened, they said that every single card is going to get their Scream boost on this date at this time. It was on Halloween. And everybody invested in these cards and started putting them on our transfer list, getting ready for them to go from, you know, a crappy Fellaini to super godlike Fellaini. And what happened was they rose and rose and rose and rose until Halloween. And when 6 p.m. UK happened and they got the upgrade, instead of going up in price, they crashed. They really crashed in price a ton because everybody knew that upgrade was happening. Everybody knew it was coming. And if you wanted the card, you probably already picked it up. And so the investors just flooded the market with all of the cards and they dropped in price a ton. It's exactly what's going to happen for these informs. Now, it's not going to be as dramatic. For one reason is these cards are permanently upgraded. Second reason is, I mean, they are going to be better cards, but overall, the investors are going to outweigh the amount of people that are going to be buying on that first hour. I mean, everybody knows this Timo Werner is getting upgraded. It's no secret at this point. EA have announced that he's going from 83 to 86 rated, which means that this is going to be at least 87 rated. Which means that this Werner, everybody's going to start flooding the market trying to sell him, and he's going to drop in price. So any cards like that, go ahead and buy those cards during the panic selling. Because what will happen is, once they start getting listed on the market, all the investors are going to undercut, and that gives you an opportunity to pick up some of these undercuts and wait for him to actually rise, because he will still have a higher value than that 85 rated card did. So I could expect him to drop from maybe 160,000 coins, what he is right now, to about 115 to 120,000 coins, right? And then he might rise back up to like 135. So something like that is very possibly going to happen with Timo Werner as an example. So guys, if this video helped you out at all with some of these winter refresh cards, make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new for more trading tips, squad building, challenge guides, and FIFA 20 content. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.